topic today was slightly different and I prepared slides for it. But as the seminar went on, I looked at the audience and I decided that let me share the power of your mind so that it can really tally with all what other speakers have actually spoken about today. My journey, my first job in the United Kingdom. When I got the job, I did not really know who I was. I did not have an identity. But going into the interview, when I came out of the interview, I told myself, I know I'm not going to get this job. That was how low in confidence that I was as an individual. But before I got to the station, I received a phone call to say I was successful. So I was like, are you sure you're calling the right candidate? My name is Thomas Ladipo. They said, yes, you did well at the interview. Very, very well. And we're willing to offer you the job. When can you start? I'm like, wow, okay. I told them I'm available as soon as possible. So I started the job, and 2 weeks into the job, the director of the organization changed. Then there was another job that came up. That job was 5 jobs away from the position I got. And I saw the job and I said to myself, this is not my job. How can I apply for this job? 5 jobs ahead of where I was. So the new director came onto my floor, and he said to me, he walked straight to my workstation and said to me, hi Thomas. I was like, I looked up and I said, hello. I didn't even know if I should call him by his name or, how I should actually greet him. I just said, hello. He said, Thomas, there's a job on the staff portal. I would like you to apply for the job. I said, what's the job? He said, he now came to my desk, opened up the portal and showed me the job. And I looked at him, are you sure you are normal? But I didn't say that. I was like, apply for Olympics operations manager, and I'm just a compliance officer. How does that work? The policy of the organization would not even allow me to do that. He now said, where did you read that in the policy? You're playing mind games with yourself. That was his statement, and he walked away. When he walked away, I looked at the job. My colleagues all came, they clustered on my desk and said to me, what did he come and tell you? The director coming to talk to an ordinary staff. I said, imagine this guy. No wonder all of you say to him he's got mental problems. He came to meet me and he said, I should apply for this job. They just looked at me and said, he's wasting your time. And that was the end of that story. He now called me on my extension and said, Thomas, have you started applying for that job? I said, Gavin, I can't apply for this job because this job is way above, is way above me. He now said, do you believe you can do it? That's the starting point. And I'll ask myself a question. Do I believe I can do it? He said, you did very well at your interview getting this job you're doing. And your assessment showed that you are above what you're doing. That's why I want you to apply for that job. And I started applying for the job. As soon as I submitted my application, I got an email saying they received it. At that point, I started questioning my own abilities as an individual. Is it that I've not really believed in myself? Who are the circle of friends I've had? Because they always say something, charity begins at home. But when that charity at home is not beginning, have you thought of looking outside that home? Outside that circle, have you thought of it? And I said to myself, it's about time to look outside because someone believes in me. I was called for the interview. I did the interview. Fast forwarding the whole story. I did the interview and immediately I came out of the interview room, the same manager who told me to apply for the job said, "You were the last person we interviewed today, but we saved the best for the last." I was like, wow, exactly. So I said, is he cajoling me, or what exactly is going on here? Because I never see, it's not something you would ever imagine in a million years. And a week after, I got the offer letter that I got the job from the HR of the organization, and I was like, okay, this is real. After the letter, he now called me to his office and said to me, "You have something within you that you don't know, and that is called greatness. Forget about your upbringing. Forget about how you have trained yourself. Forget about the people you've mingled with. This is a new beginning for you. What I would need you to do is train your mind." We were 4 people that got the job, but they were looking for 8 candidates. When they were not going to interview for the remaining 4 people, guess what? I was on the panel interviewing for other people coming to do the job I was doing. That was how good I was when I did my interview. And at that point, I said to myself, I really enjoy interviewing people. I really enjoyed the experience. Then the job I was doing, I did not like anymore. I always wanted to be on the panel. So I said to myself, it's about time to start looking at doing things differently. Just, I think, early last year, a book came out called The Power of Your Mind. It was written by my mentor, Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. I don't know if you know him. He's the president of Christ Embassy. I read that book, and that book did not only tell me what I have done in the past that was not right. It put me on track on doing things properly and understanding how powerful my mind is as a person. Yeah. After reading that book, I realized that there were a lot of things I wanted to do as an individual, and every time I step out to do them, there's always a stumbling block. There are always hurdles. And I asked myself, now that this mind is so powerful, how come there are still hurdles to face? But guess what? Without these challenges in life, without these hurdles, without these condemnations, you would not really realize how powerful you are. So there were challenges, but they were actually mapping me into the right direction. One of the things I now started doing is I asked myself a question: who are the circle I have around me? Who are my friends? I think Gladness or one speaker mentioned about, I think it's Michelle that mentioned that if you have friends around you who are millionaires, you are destined to be a millionaire because you follow their path. If you have 5 friends who have got a mortgage and you don't have a mortgage, you need to change that circle, because if they are friends, you should be on your way getting it, or you should get it by now. Because there are different types of friends. There are friends that would call you, check up on you, not because they really want to know how well you're doing. They just want to know, are you still where you used to be? And that set of friends, they will call you, not because they want to know how well you're doing. They want to know if you've moved from where you used to be. And the third set of friends, they will call you, not to find out how well you're doing, but they want to know if you have actually gone past where they are. Then jealousy comes in. How can you deal with all these things? Is the power of your mind. When I was putting up this seminar inside of reality, I went everywhere in order to get a venue. I spoke to various speakers. I spoke to, just the logistics of putting this together. At every step of the way, it was discouraging. But guess what? Because I trained my mind, and because my mind is now a very powerful mind, they were not challenges that stopped me. They delayed me, but they did not. I was not denied. And you see, a lot of us, we don't know how powerful we are as individuals, as people. And the reason why we don't know is because we have people we look up to who are not people that are there that will tell us the truth. They would only tell us what we want to hear. And because they are telling you what you want to hear, you're not making any changes. You're still stagnant. But you're happy because they embraced you and they told you what you wanted to hear. And the reason why you are looking for people to tell you what you want to hear is because you have not trained your mind. Your mind is not as powerful as it can be. So it's very, very important. Your mind can take you anywhere you want it to take you to. I was talking to someone when I was trying to invite people to come for the seminar, and she said to me, I've not been to work in 3 days. I said, why? She said, I'm being victimized at work. And she has used 3 days to think about the victimization. And I asked her a question. I said, have you got a solution after you have thought about it for 3 days? She said, no, but still go to that job. I said, have you used 3 hours to think about your life as a person? Have you ever? She said, no. I said, you are misplacing your priorities. I was very blunt. Because you see, if you want to help people sometimes, you have to be blunt. Pastor Chris said something one day. It is a sin to be broke. Yeah. If everywhere I've been to, I've seen speakers who will come and preach prosperity and how I can become a millionaire. But when I go out, at the end of the seminar, I find out that they are, this person who has preached and talked about being a millionaire is not even, what's happening? As a millionaire, that's not the car you will drive. You understand? You're preaching what you're reading in books. Bring practicality to us. Because for everyone who has attended this seminar today, the power of your mind will take you places. You can have a set time. You can have a set season. You can have the opportunities. You can have them either being brought to you, you can either create them. You can actually be spoken to and you want to be given something on a platter of gold. But the question is, are you ready? I ask people, because when I do my coaching on interview tips, I ask my candidates, I would teach you as much as I can teach you, but I'm not going to sit down with you on the interview day. How do you compose yourself? How do you react when they ask you questions? When you don't know a question and they ask you that question, how do you respond? Some people, the first question they ask them, they get it wrong. That's the end of the interview. But sometimes the interviews are not based on your knowledge. It's based on your presentation, your identity, how you have actually conducted yourself. can I work with these people? Can these people work with me? And how can you generate all these things? Is by the power of your mind. When you have a very strong mind, confidence will come. Very, very easy. You'll be able to have an intact faculty. When your faculty is intact, every other thing, your decisions, your business, your finance, your home, everything will be intact. It's just getting that faculty intact. So I would, in finishing, I'm sure I'm running, okay, I've got 5 minutes more. I would say to us that from where I was coming from as an individual, my journey has been a journey where I had a lot of, I did not have self-confidence in myself. And I believed that I could only sit down for people to speak to me, to listen to them. But later along the line, I found out that I did not understand myself because I have not been in control of myself for a long time. Do you all believe that everything around us is designed for us to fail? Everything around us is designed for us to fail. And that's why we see all these challenges, we see all these obstacles. But the only reason why people will fail is because they have decided, they have made that choice to fail. That's the only reason. If the economy of the country is designed for you to fail, if the law of the land are designed for you to fail, if your university has put things in place that are designed for you to fail, if an exam is set and designed for you to fail, you can succeed if you decide to, and that is by the power of your mind. That is by the power of your mind. I see people want to write exams and they say, oh God, I want to pass these exams. It is a very lovely prayer, but it's the wrong prayer. It's the wrong prayer. Why not ask God for direction on where the questions will come out so that I can direct you to read where the questions will come out? So we are misplacing it. You are asking God, I want to pass the exam, I want to pass this interview, but He's not going to come down to do it. You have to work hard for it. We don't work hard on these things because of the power of our mind. How strong is the power of your mind? How well have you trained your mind? There are questions we need to keep asking ourselves. Without the power of your mind, you cannot achieve a lot of things. You will just be normal. But we don't want to be normal people. We don't even want to be winners. We want to be champions. There's a difference between a winner and a champion. In a relay race, 4x100, I can win my lap, but still lose the race. But the only time you become a champion is when the final lap wins the race. And the only way you can win the race on the final lap is the power of your mind. A lot of us will start a business. After 3-4 months, we are not making what we expected to make. We dump it. Where is your consistency? Where is your persistency? Where is the power of your mind? All these things are very important. So I'm happy that I've shared the power of your mind today. Again, I'm the director of Civic Recruitment and Consulting Limited. We'll be having another Insight of Reality seminar in the summer. The date has not yet been fixed, but we would, make the publicity on all the social media platforms and all the wonderful speakers who have spoken here today. I saw people making notes on their phone. I saw people, taking pictures. I saw people nodding their heads. It shows it's been a positive seminar. And I'm so happy that I came here and I'm so happy that this was organized. You cannot only rely on your knowledge. Knowledge is power. If you know something and you only rely on what you know, there's as far as you can go in life. I've listened to 6 other speakers today, and they've spoken on various topics. And you see, the beauty of what they have spoken on is there was something I could relate with in every speaker's tone. That was confidence and positivity. Taking yourself away from point A. Don't worry about how the first chapter of your life has been written. It is gone. Let us focus on the second chapter. We can rewrite it. We have the tools. We have the power of our mind to rewrite the second chapter of our lives. Some people will be given a dream. They will not focus on that dream. They will only focus on, where am I going to get the money from? Where am I going to get the people to support me? Where am I going to get the equipment from? Why not focus on that dream? God will not plant a seed in you without sorting things out. He sorted all the things you are worrying about. He sorted everything out. And the only way you can know this, again, is the power of your mind. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate your time. I wrote a book on how to plan, prepare, and succeed at interviews. Copies of the book are just at the exhibition stand. You can grab your copy. I'll be selling it for just £5 today. That's half price. It's for £10, but I'll be selling for £5 for all those who have attended the seminar. And if you need my contact details, I'm on Facebook, Civic Recruitment and Consulting Limited. And I also have my cards that I will give to you as well before you leave today. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all.
Let's clap for him.